It's Friday night, so you know things are about to get freaky. Welcome to The Freak Show. Here are your hosts, Justin Freakin and a very special friend of Freakin.
Welcome to the Friday Night Freak Show. We've had a long night thus far, but my man, I'm so happy to see you. Our special guest co-host tonight, August Aguilar. You are one of the proprietors, producer, director, writer, jack of all trades with Strange Films Production, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's Aguilar, too, by the way,
I fuck your name up every fucking time, man. I'm so sorry. I've said it different every time. I apologize.
It's all good. All good. Whenever I graduated from ETSU, the guy fucked it up the worst, so no problem there.
What did he say?
Well, it was funny because, like, the day before graduation, you know, we have, like, the practice where you go up there and you do the rehearsal or whatever, and the guy was like, how do you say your name? I was like, August Aguilar. And he was like, August Aguilar. And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, all right. And he wrote it out, just the pronunciation like that. And then the next day, in front of, like, the thousands of people and graduating in front of the dome, he's like, August Aguilar. And I was like, you fucking dick. I was like, just give me that. I was like, out of here, dude. I was like...
That is crazy.
That's the worst one, but yeah, no worries, dude. I get Aguilera all the time, but yeah, just for future reference for you.
I think I'd been saying it right, and then I fucked it up that time.
But you are correct as far as Strange Films go, my friend. I'm the director and the creator of Strange Films. Yes, sir.
Well, now I think it might be a little bit much to say that you are currently one of the hottest independent directors on the film circuit, but if that is not the case in 5 years, I would be incredibly surprised.
Oh shit, that's a compliment, man. I appreciate that. I hope so. No, you never know. So,
dude, you have been burning it up. I've seen you winning all kinds of. You've won several awards for festivals you've been in.
Yeah.
Run it down for us.
Dude, I don't know. We've had a bunch of different films and a bunch of different festivals over the years. Most recently was our film Raven, that took home a few different awards over the New Jersey Horror Film Festival and some other festivals. We've got Center City, that's pretty much notorious in Philadelphia. We got recognized by the Philadelphia Film Society up there. The Lion's Den just won Best Film at FREAKIN. Joe Bob Briggs handed us the award on that one. We're trying, we've done some things around but it's always, we have an award and we have good times, but we're still waiting on our big break.
Hell yeah. And you just dropped a trailer for your newest movie today, didn't you?
Hell yeah, dude. He Comes to Kill, man. It's actually technically, I guess it's technically a feature film, but it's like 50 minutes. So I call it a mini feature, but yeah, I just dropped the trailer today for it. I mean, I've been working really, really hard on that. So, but yeah, I'm excited about that. I've been getting a lot of great feedback off of it today.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like Kevin Smith says, right? Like it's a tight, short movie. Like it packs a lot of punch. That's the way he described like Tusk. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was doing a podcast earlier with my buddies, and we were talking about it, and we were like, I was like, it's not really a feature. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's like the technical or the technical confirmation that it can be considered a feature is like 45 minutes. And I looked it up in the Academy of Film or Arts or whatever. It says that it is 45 minutes can be considered a feature. So it's a short feature, but I still like to look at just a mini, like a longer short film, just because I didn't really intend it to be this long in general. I wrote it as a short, and then it just kind of evolved to being this huge project. But did you get into the editing process and then like decide, I can't part with this. This is too good?
Well, it just kind of evolved, man. It just kind of evolved from being a the original draft of a short film to kind of getting a little bit more ambitious with the second draft, and then you get casting involved, and you find a cool location, you add another scene, and then all of a sudden, when this final draft comes in, it's about 30 pages. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, 30 pages, it's still like Raven. Well, even, Raven was 26 minutes long. And I was like, I'm sure I can probably get this to be about 30, 35 minutes long, which is great. And then you just film these scenes, and they end up being a lot more like intense and story driven, and characters like bring out all these different things out of it that you didn't expect, and all of a sudden you're having like a scene that was written, you thought it'd be shorter, but it ends up being a longer sequence, and then you add some other stuff, and yeah, so it just ended up kind of evolving as the process went. And the editing, it's pretty clear as I'm editing that this is a longer piece, and it's really exciting, very, very exciting.
Yeah, let's give people a taste. I've got it up.
Hell yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Let's do.
Let's but I'm gonna have to. I put this weird effect on my video, so I'm gonna take that off so everybody gets to like.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Really see what's going on here.
Sure.
I just got to remember how I did that. Like, I haven't messed with this in a while.
Well, I appreciate you having me on too, by the way. I meant to say that earlier, so thank you.
Oh man, I am so glad to see you. It's been a long time since we've.
It has. It's been a long time, man.
We've got to chat.
No, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think the last show I was on with you was ETSU on a radio show.
Did you come on the Freak Show? One of the original ones?
One of the original ones, yeah. I remember vividly. We talked about marijuana for a while on that one. But,
I don't do the marijuana.
Well, it was back in the.
One of my catchphrases during the political shows. I'm not high enough for this shit.
I love it. But yeah, I remember being on that show with you, and we talked about all kinds of shit. But it was me and you and like, two or three. I can't remember if it was called the Freak Show. If it was called the Freak Show, then yeah, it was like 3 or 4 of us, and you were in the booth. I remember, and you were talking to us from the booth, and that was pretty cool. I thought it was like the fucking coolest thing ever, dude.
Oh yeah, you were on the original Freak Show. That's where this show actually started, and I revived it last year. So we've been going a year and some change now.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
I was trying to think the other day. I was like, have August and I worked together on anything? And then I remembered I actually went to your house and I played like this older, like you wanted like a creepy dude sitting on the side of the road or something. And I had this walking stick.
Yeah. I was literally just talking about that with my buddies earlier, because I was telling them I was gonna be on the show tonight. And I was like, yeah, because my buddy John Queener, who I do this podcast with, he went to ETSU, but he was a couple years like after us, and so he didn't really know you. And I was like, he was he did this radio show, I was like, but he was on these film classes with me. I was like, but he did this film with me. It's a Waldo movie.
It was about Waldo.
Yeah, it was my fucking college. One of my college films was a Waldo, and I was like, and he plays this crazy guy, like this older crazy guy. And what was so funny about that was like my dog at the time, Buddy, he was like so scared of you. And he was visibly uncomfortable in the scene that we shot it, dude. But it was so funny. Yeah, you came all the way down to my house. And
that makes it better.
Yeah, it was great, dude. It was great, but it's still floating around YouTube somewhere.
I believe it's one of our like intro classes, like intro videography or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude. Super amateur, dude. I mean, I was like, oh, camera, cool.
Oh yeah, I hide my stuff from that class. Like I've got a film I did, and it is horrendous. I cringe at it.
I look at a lot of that stuff I did back in the day. I'm like, oh, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
But okay, set us up for He Comes to Kill. Do we need any backstory before we watch the trailer?
I think the trailer will speak for itself. I mean, it's like I said, it's gonna be a longer film. It's my first like obviously I go into the horror genre a lot. So this is kind of my slasher kind of style movie, inspired by like John Carpenter, Halloween, and a little bit of Wes Craven and Rob Zombie, even a little bit. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. There's a lot of different layers, but I think the trailer will speak for itself as far as kind of the story and who's it all about and what is it all about. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's check it out here.
Hey, you hear that? That's the sound of freedom. Trust me, you're gonna love this.
Channel 9 News. We're coming to you live today from outside Rivera Asylum, where authorities have confirmed that mass murderer Stanley Elk escaped earlier today.
You see, everybody thinks Stanley is an unstoppable freak of nature, when in reality, he's just a scared little boy. They all are.
Stanley Elk is a monster. People are gonna die.
You don't get it. He was no ordinary killer. He damn sure wasn't an ordinary man.
It's not what Stanley wants. It's what we want. He grows strength by our numbers.
The version that they show you is this mass murderer who just goes around and mindlessly kills people, and that's not it at all. That's not it at all. You're a big fuck!
Where's Stanley? What did you do? What did you do?
He brings everlasting peace. And unless you fuck up bad, then we might get to meet him.
Oh, I'm so here for that. Oh my god, dude.
Thank you, man.
That looks amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So when are you dropping the film? Are you doing
Well,
the
we're
festival
gonna-
circuit with it?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be submitting to festivals. The film will be completely done probably in like a couple weeks. As far as getting everything done with it, and then we'll be submitting it to festivals across the board. Pretty much like every film I do, I usually do like a 6-month like festival circuit as far as just submitting to as many as I can and everything. So I'll be definitely doing that at least for a good while. But we're having our premiere of the entire film, a screening, a public free screening and in a theater, Central Cinema Theater here in Knoxville, November 19th at 6 p.m. So it's going to be played in the theater. It's free to the public, and we're going to be doing that first, putting it in festivals, and probably looking at like a DVD, Blu-ray release to go along with it as well. Yeah, I'm still kind of working on the as far as like how to release it, but I definitely know I kind of want to do some different kinds of marketing with this one versus how I normally do the short films.
You may get picked up, dude.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's very very exciting. It's completely different than anything I've ever done before, so I'm very excited about it.
Okay, the first thing that sticks out to me, and I'm gonna nerd out about several things, but your casting, those actors, wow, you have some talent in that film.
Thank you. Yeah, dude. I mean, like the whole thing was just it's crazy how it came together. But whenever I put the casting call out for the whole thing, like, I mean, I was normally in the last couple of years, anytime I put something out for Strange Films, I get a ton of responses for now. But this one just it like exploded. Like I was overwhelmed by how many people was wanting to be a part of this thing. And you know, when you get that many submissions, it's you know, you gotta have to filter through like who's obviously kind of worth, you know, wanting to as far as audition for, and who you're interested in out of curiosity, and who, you know, like, you know, whatever. But like, so and being nice about the whole thing as well. But then, you know, so I had a lot of really interesting and cool people reach out to me for this project, and and I can honestly say, when I casted some of these people, it helped write the film. You know, like Jordan Fraley, he was one of the guys. He's the guy in the trailer that he's like screaming about, you know, how the media gets Stanley wrong and everything like that. Like, I wouldn't have been able to make that character without casting him, and it was only because I saw his audition for an original version of that character was completely different, and just seeing his audition and how that, you know, was read, it gave a different vibe, which allowed me to create this new version of that character. So yeah, I mean, we got, you know, Blake Best, who he's written the novels for Nightmare on Elm Street, that's in canon of the movies. We've got like special appearance by White Lavender Jones, he's all the way from Texas, and he's a rapper out there. We've got people
was
from
that the
Atlanta.
musician that was featured in the trailer?
Sir, yes. So
He was intriguing too. Several of the characters were very intriguing.
yeah, there's a lot of I can guarantee you that this movie is more about the characters around the the around Stanley Elk than Stanley Elk, which is the main villain and slasher of the movie. I can guarantee you that every character in this movie is unique and awesome and quirky and funny and scary and everything else in between.
And that absolutely came across in the trailer. That was one
Yeah.
of the things I was nerding out about was how different each performance was, how unique each character was.
It's exciting. It's very, very exciting. And they all brought something else, like totally either something that we thought about beforehand or totally different on set. And it just worked for every single person on set. It was so fucking cool to see these characters come to life and show me something different that I wasn't expecting. And it just worked out even better for the film.
And the next thing I want to nerd out about is who did your costume design, your set design? Wow.
I guess that's all me, dude. I mean, I found all the locations, I booked all the locations, and I tell people how to possibly dress, or they'll bring some outfits, and I say that looks good, But like White Lavender Jones, he has his own outfit and whatnot. But and Blake Best, when he dresses up to the guard, he brought some and Stanley Elk, yeah. So and shout out David Brandon. David Brandon is one of the guys that me and him, we work closely together on this film. But I kind of wanted to go the style of Michael Myers, but I didn't want it to be like blue like Michael Myers. So I wanted to have some sort of jumpsuit kind of like that. So I found this gray one. It had some zippers on it. It kind of looked really, really cool. We found this mask. Shout out to the Vault Mask Company. They're a real indie mask company. Super, super cool guys over there. And we saw this mask, and it was fucking just as soon as we saw it, we're like, that's it. So I reached out to them. I said, hey, I want to buy this mask. I want to use it for a movie. And I want to make it, I want to pretty much make this whole thing about, as the killer, I want to use this mask for it. And they were super cool about it. So I bought the mask, and I got the outfit, I got the mask, and I bought a wig, and I kind of added a little extra layers onto the mask. And we had a makeup artist, Francis, who kind of helped out with that as well, just to kind of detail some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was ultimately as far as just kind of seeing things that look cool and just saying, hey, that looks good, let's run with it.
The color palette, the lighting in that shot specifically, fantastic. You doing your own lighting?
I am, yeah. I have my buddy, my buddy John Queener. He assisted me with a lot of the lightings, especially when I was like unsure of, kind of what it was. Does this look good? Or hey, I'm trying to get this angle right. You help me. But I bought these lights. I spent like $250 on these new lights before the film, and I brought them to every set, and they're fucking fantastic because you can Bluetooth Bluetooth from your phone to change all the colors and stuff on it. And I was able to do all these really, really amazing lighting, different kind of lighting techniques on it. So this shot particularly, and then we played a lot of like greens and purples and reds and blues and stuff like that, yellows and greens, a lot of creep show influences throughout this film as far as the lighting goes.
Ooh, I was a huge creep show fan.
Yeah.
I love any of those like kind of episodic Tales from the Crypt kind of shows like that. So is that where you're taking a lot of inspiration from?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my films are kind of like that. I always describe them as like 70s, 80s, style genre. I always, Tales from the Crypt or a creep show, anything like that.
Hitchhiker.
Because they're all, my films, technically they're in the shared universe, but they're very like anthology like. So, and they all kind of have different influences from different 70s and 80s kind of style films as far as directing, shots, music, and lighting goes. So, it's my biggest callback to, I guess, as best I can, as well as trying to do my own original take and modern, directing.
What was it that like caught you as a kid? What was the first thing that you were into that was like spooky when you were growing up?
I don't know, man. It was weird. I hated horror movies when I was a kid. I was so scared of them, dude. Like I was like, I could not fucking stand them. Like I was like, I remember my cousins and my mom watching horror movies, and like I remember being like absolutely terrified of like Chucky and Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and just all these different things. Texas Chainsaw Massacre terrified me, like everything like that. And it wasn't until like high school when I was like really kind of starting to get curious about them, and I would watch them, but I was like still kind of like like I don't know. And then college is kind of where I was like, stop being a little bitch and watch horror movies, and then that's when I was like, oh, horror movies they rule, dude. They're the shit. So, and then I started really loving horror movies. And it's funny because over the last few years, as far as like when I started taking on strange films like Full Throttle is when I really started catching up on like really classic horror movies like The Shining and The Thing and stuff like that. Like I didn't start watching those stuff until just a few years ago. So like horror movies were kind of like a weird, like, I don't know, I just didn't like them when I was younger, but now I love them and I'm like fully in it and stuff like that too. But I just, as far as movies and stuff goes, I just remember always loving movies when I was a kid and like wanting to make movies or writing, especially when I was a kid. I just wanted to write stories and make stories. And my mom had a like a home camera, and I just would like make little videos around the house with it. And then, it wasn't until like I was a little older, I actually had a little camera of my own and started shooting random shit around the house with my friends. And I did like Windows editing and stuff like that. And then in high school,
oh
and
man,
college,
Windows sucks.
Yeah, dude.
Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker, dude. You do all that stuff, and then you go to college. You're like, oh, hey, this is actually what it's supposed to look like, and that's where it kind of starts from there. So. But
I don't think I actually developed my style until way after college.
I mean, I didn't either. Like, it was, the thing is, like, so we talked about those those early horror or those early college films, and they're so cringy. But it's funny because my last film of ETSU was my practicum film, and it was The Court of Owls, which was a fucking like Batman ripoff, and I asked to do it. I was like, I want to do like an adaptation of Batman, these characters from Batman. I was like,
dude, it
cool?
was incredibly shot. I remember it. I remember being there at the screening. It was at the same time I did Salvation, my Jesus movie.
There it is. Yeah. So like, I made that, and the thing is, like, if you watch it now, and I remember I didn't really put effort into any films before that, but with that film, I don't know if it was the pressure of like having to graduate and like pretty much like you got to take it serious and all this shit, but I took a lot of effort into that project, and you watch it now and it's very flawed, but like at the same time you can really see the early stages of my directing of strange films in that film, like as far as the editing, as far as the directing and the shots and everything. So like it's really interesting because I didn't start shooting and making movies again until like almost 3 years later. I mean, it was a while later that I made my very first short film on my own gear and everything. And but it's just funny because every once in a while I'll go back and look at that film, like, yeah, I mean the blueprint was right there, and now I'm doing it in my own voice confidently now, so it was cool. So
I remember having an amazing color palette, and it was shot. Did you use black magic with it? And then
I used black magic. Yeah,
man, like I wish now, knowing what I know now about color grading, I could go back and use one of those black magics.
Dude,
my god, because I was I didn't know anything back then. I thought I did.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, and I didn't know shit either. But I don't think I even color graded. I just used the black magic for what it was. I just picked up amazing colors, and it was just like I remember looking at that and I was like, holy shit, this is cinema. And I was like, this is amazing. And what really inspired me after I showed that film was Shara. She was like, she came to me. She's like, that was good. She's like, you really have a cinematic eye. She's like, and you can tell in this, and that took me where I needed to go as far as like okay, I think I know what I'm doing with. I mean, like there's something in me that has an instinct for it, but I just had to tap into it, and it took a while to really tap into it, but yeah, it was cool. I would like to get a Black Magic to fuck around with it now, but yeah, those things were. Oh god, it was so cool to use it. Yeah.
Have you
Wow.
played with a red yet?
No, I haven't used anything like that, dude, and I want to. I want to.
I got to go down and work on one of Molly's films in Atlanta. Yeah, they had a res what they were shooting on. These $40,000 fucking lenses, man, that they're
Dude,
holding
yeah.
like a baby.
Yeah, those things are intense, man. I don't know, like I'm so used to like the guerrilla style filmmaking with your little DSLR or whatever it is, and just feel like, yeah, I can run and gun this shit all day versus like when I see people pull out all these crazy ass cameras, I'm like, I'd rather not touch that. I'd rather just watch you do it, and or you do it and I'll direct. Yeah, I won't touch the camera at all.
But those Black Magics that we had were like they were like a DSL. They were called a pocket cam. They were the like consumer grade version or whatever.
And they make those pretty like affordable now. Like they're pretty affordable as far as the pocket cams go, and they still put off those imagery. But the thing is, like, when you buy them, it's like the camera itself is like kind of affordable, but it's like the lens and the mounts and everything else that ends up being like a $6-7 grand camera versus the 1,500 that you could probably buy the body for.
The lenses.
So dude, it's insane. So right now I'm running a Panasonic Lumix GH5, and I'm loving that thing. I shot this whole movie on the GH5 5mm lens.
I used to be a Nikon guy for my time doing like portraiture before I even went back to college, but like I think I've gone over to a Canon now. I really like a Canon DSLR.
Yeah, Canons are nice. Yeah, I had a Rebel T5 when I first kind of got going, and I switched over to Panasonic, and I've been running that for a long time now. So, but I'm loving. I like Canons though, for sure.
We've gotten really in the weeds. We've nerded out about the technical stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's hit everybody. You mentioned the Raven earlier. You took it. That was the last one you took on the film circuit. Was that pre-COVID or was that post-COVID?
It's post-COVID. I mean, I guess in between. I mean, it was we shot it at a year ago, so 2021, like September 2021, released at December of that year too. So it was kind of when like COVID's pretty much like gone, but people are still like concerned. Omicron is coming up and all that shit and everything. But we shot it and we shot the whole movie in 1 day in 9 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, shot the whole thing in 9 hours over in Jersey, up in Jersey. The film ended up being 26 minutes long, and it's ended up being in a bunch of different festivals. Last festival's in the New Jersey Horror Con. It was it won 2 awards: best short film and best cinematography, but it was nominated for like 7 other awards and everything. And it's going to be in Kevin Smith's film festival at the end of November. So super excited about that one. But this film fucking rocks. I love it. It's just because I think for me directing it and going into it was like, because COVID hit. I shot The Lion's Den pretty much in the middle of like the height of pandemic. So it was like it was when the news was and everything was like, you can't be with more than 10 people and all this stuff, so it was like I shot that with 10 people, including myself, like and like left it at that. And then that took a whole year. My son was born, and I was like, just between staying home and being a new dad and everything, I just like I had over a year to kind of just like watch and learn and think about movies versus actually doing anything about making things. So when I got to Raven, it was kind of like I had all this built up energy and inspirations and ideas that I wanted to like put into Raven, and that's exactly what happened. I think it's funny now watching Raven and going into Heat Comes to Kill. Like you can kind of see all this stuff I learned going into Raven, and I'm applying it 10 times more into Heat Comes to Kill. So Raven is really fun for me because I think it kind of, again, it's kind of another step up from what we were doing beforehand. So
now this is going to be me geeking out on a tech aspect again, but like I cannot stress to the chat to shoot it all in one day, how much pre-production and pre-planning that takes, and how you must have had a very dependable crew that was on point.
Yeah, you know, and dude, I don't mean to like say it like I'm a one-man band, but it's almost like that, dude. Like don't get me wrong, I had help on Raven, I really did. I had
you had to have had a script supervisor and shit in order to pull that all off.
Well, a script supervisor is me and my dad Frank, who are like trying to remember what's supposed to happen in the script as we're shooting. It's like, what was the line again? And we're like, what was the line again? And then we're having the actors pull out the fucking script and be like, it was this. And we're like, oh yeah, okay, so why don't we pick up from here and do this? Like, but we had you know, Amy and Eric and all these. We had like I'd say like two, maybe three people who really helped us out as far as like crew, but like it was very like, man, it's not like where you know we're there hours before like setting everything up and making sure everything's perfect for every shot. It's just like we get in the room and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do this? I'm like, so, and then I'm like, and then I got these at the time. I didn't have these nice lights. I had these little tiny USB like LED lights.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I have two of these, and I plugged one up in the corner here. I plugged one up in the corner down there. I plugged those up right there. And I was like, why don't you hold this here, and I'll stand right here, and then why don't you guys start from here, and let's go. And that was it. And then you do that like, and then you start. It starts off pretty like organized, where it's like, okay, I can tell this person do this, I can stand here and I can do that, and we're in, because I'm shooting the whole thing myself and directing, but like you can start off by that, but what happens is when you get 4 or 5 hours deep and you still have like half the fucking movie to go and you're like, I'm running out of fucking time here, that's when you're kind of like, okay, everybody stop, I'm gonna do this. And then I just like, I just have to take over, because it's like, if I don't get it done, like we don't have another day to do it, so I have to get it done like as fast as I possibly can. And that's when I just start like, I just pretty much go solo with my camera and my mic, and I just focus on every actor, every scene, and I just go, let's go, and we just boom 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 boom, and we shoot the rest of the whole thing. And yeah, I mean, we shot the whole thing, like I said, in 9 hours. It was crazy.
That is a feat. Anything you want to do to set up the clip we're getting ready to watch?
Shout out Ray Bolden, Eileen Sullivan. I mean, this film, like I said, it's another character piece. I mean, as far as ensemble cast and everything, and I think it's a different kind of feel for it. But yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I said my piece about that as well. I think it explains itself again in the trailer.
Oh yeah, so this is the trailer for Raven.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Let's do this shit. Hey Warren, come dance with me.
Dad, hurry up! I want to say goodbye to you before I leave. How much time do you really think he has? I want my fucking life back.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Moore.
You know, you've got it made here, and it's still not enough for you.
I just love you, and I'm gonna really miss you.
We all knew this was coming soon.
I'm not sure who that guy is there in our place.
Your black hair. Your pretty face.
What is going on, ma'am? Warren!
I need you to calm down.
Warren!
Not bad for an old man.
Hell yeah.
Dang, I'm into it. And I have I'm going to drop the link to, oh shit, I went to the wrong Sorry, I went back to the Troll Patrol. No, this is the Freak Show. I'm going to drop the link to Raven in the chat.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, that movie, it's a lot of fun. So I guess it didn't really fully explain the trailer, but essentially Warren Moore is a serial killer, and it starts off in the 90s, and he's it's kind of like he's in his prime. He's a young man, and his thing is he likes women with like, you know, black hair, like raven color hair. So, and that's just his thing. And the way he kills them, he strangles them. So he gets away with it for years and years and years. He never gets caught. But flash forward, pretty much after that opening sequence, flash forward like 30 years later, he's an older man who's played by Ray Bolton, and he is he's pretty much dying. He's dying of like he's got like Parkinson's, he's got like diseases. He's
got all the diseases.
He's just in fucked up bad health, and he's got Eileen there to take care of him. His daughter's a bitch, and she hates him and all this shit. And so he's just like he's a miserable old dying man that's chilling. And it's not until like when he's left alone at the house, when everyone's leaving at the house for a little bit, these girls come in next door to stay at a rental, and they're staying in next door, and they've got black hair, and it just like triggers like his impulses, and it triggers like his instincts to want to kill again. And he's like, in his mind, it's like, I'm dying anyways, I might as well go for it. So that's essentially where Raven is, where he ends up trying to kill these ladies at the end of the movie, as an old dying man. So
that is an interesting premise. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, shout out to Frank Aguilar. He wrote the thing, produced it, and I came up and shot and directed it.
Yeah, so Frank is your dad, and you guys work together, right?
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, we started working together right when Strange Film started. I mean, 2016. So we've been in it from the beginning, and it was just one of those things where I was up late one night. I was working in the news at the time and saw an ad for a horror film festival, and I wanted to see if I could make a movie again. And I was like, hey, you got any ideas? And we just started texting about ideas, and then next thing you know, we come up with There's Something Down the Road. We shot it together, and the rest is history, man. We just now we it's cool because I operate here in Knoxville as like a writer, producer, director, and he operates in Philly as a writer and producer. And then whenever things are ready, I fly up there and I direct. So we kind of have like two separate fan bases and kind of activities going on in two different cities.
Oh, dang, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
I was wondering how you had the Philly connection going on.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Philly originally, but he still lives up there, and I've been down here for a long time. So
I didn't know you were from Philly.
Yes, sir. Yep. I mean, I was born up there. I lived up there for a few years, but I moved when I was young, and I just been up there. I go up visit.
More regularly. You're still more of a Southern boy, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, as far as like growing up and stuff, but my roots are up north.
Do you know how to make a mean cheesesteak?
I could probably make one, but I'd rather just like get an authentic one. I can tell the authentic, at least as far as when I'm getting cheesesteaks around here, I'm like, that's not cheesesteak.
See, I've never been to Philly. I've been all over Pennsylvania, but never to Philly, and I need to go and get a cheesesteak.
Hell yeah, you do, man. Yeah, you gotta go get the cheese whiz and everything, man. You gotta go.
Making me hungry. We've been streaming. We've been streaming.
Yeah,
for
dude,
hours.
You got all these shows going on, man. That's crazy. Streaming for hours.
Well, as a political streamer, this month is like the busiest month leading up to the election.
Wow.
So, I know you're not really into the politics, but if you want to make a political statement, you can.
I mean, if I had one, I would. I choose not to fuck with it. Sometimes I do, and then other times I'm like, yeah, it's better not to. But I don't follow it really, unless I followed it more heavily with the whole Trump, the whole Trump thing, and then when Biden was getting elected and everything, I followed politics pretty heavily for the last 2 years, and then once Biden got elected and COVID was kind of ending, I was like, all right, I was like, fuck this. I was like, this is dumb shit, dude. Like what are we doing here? So,
well, as a content creator, it's just like I can what I do can never get old, right? Like it's always relevant. So
of course,
it was a good thing for me to stake my claim to, but I like having this show so I can have people like you on, and we can talk about other shit.
That's good. It's good to have variety always.
But I still kind of do some news stories and cover some different stuff, and I want to get your reaction to a few things.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
I've got this one.
Okay.
Local news hit about Zombie Road, one of America's most haunted roads. I gotta put my my effects back onto my. Boom! There we go. Now it's freak showish. So
yeah,
Zombie Road, one of America's most haunted roads. We got local news hit on it.
Okay, it's that time of year. Another year of checking out some of the spookiest spots in and around St. Louis.
Yeah, places I'm going to stay away
Yeah,
from.
exactly.
On this terrifying Tuesday, our Sydney Stallworth takes us
Terrifying
off the beaten path
Tuesday.
to a
Check out that
haunted one.
alliteration.
We're headed to the city of Wildwood
Yeah, I
to walk the trails that cover a long gone road. I want you all to be welcome to Zombie Road.
Was not a believer before, totally a believer now.
Alex Matuszek takes us back to 2013, when after a horseback ride, she went for a late-night walk in Wildwood, at what's now known as Merrimack Greenway, home to a series of trails like the Al Foster and Rock Hollow trails, but people in that area know it as Zombie Road.
There's stories that everyone has heard of this trail, and my aunt was in town, so we said, you know, we might as well just go check it out. We were definitely a little bit further down. This trail goes back quite a ways.
The music
it
is
was not
wild.
paved
Yeah, I know.
Walking the trail originally, so the brush was very high.
Late at night, this supernatural skeptic,
And I never really believed it. I was like, whatever.
started feeling some strange sensations.
There were like pockets of colder air.
Then a sound she'll never forget.
We hear kind of this high-pitched squeal almost, sounding like it was from either a young girl or maybe a teenage girl, young woman. And simultaneously, as we hear that sound, I feel this sharp pain on my leg.
Alex and her aunt hurry from the woods. When she gets home, a sinister surprise.
There was scratches on my leg.
Alex says she was wearing layers and riding chaps, all untorn. She assumes whatever scratched her wasn't of this world.
Okay. First of all, like if we take this story at face value, this isn't a zombie. It doesn't sound zombie-ish.
Yeah, why would they call it Zombie Road? That doesn't, as far as that's more of like a haunted road or something.
Yeah. Not an aptly
if they're
titled.
they're gonna angle it like that, yeah, for sure.
Let's see the rest of this.
I don't know any physical possible way how I could have gotten scratched without there being some kind of marking on my half chap leather or any kind of marking on my pants or my sock. No tears, no nothing.
It wouldn't be the first time something inexplicable happened here.
Whoa, that's gone.
A documentary, Children of the Grave, by the Booth Brothers with Spooked Productions, shows a paranormal team out at night with cameras along Zombie Road. I spoke with Christopher Booth, who shares this footage with me of what he calls a shadow nest of children between the trees. The images were captured about 6 miles into the forest.
Wait. What's a shadow nest of children?
Yeah. Shadow nest of children.
You're the spooky expert. Is that a thing?
I mean, I've heard of shadow people. I mean, I guess shadow children can exist in shadow people realms.
I think they're just making stuff up.
I think this whole thing is far-fetched, to be honest, though. Spooked Productions, I'm not sure about that.
We're some viral marketing campaign or something for this thing.
Well, the thing is, like, okay, again, I don't like how they're calling it Zombie Road. Okay, so it's like, if they're gonna call it Zombie Road, I should be fucking seeing some sort of undead type of shit kind of walking around
with its face falling off or something.
Yeah, something. Even if it's a fucking dead animal just like crawling around. I mean something, dude. But like this whole thing, I would say it's more of a haunted road, and I can get by with that. But like, and then okay, so then the shadow children. I know that there's stories and sightings of shadow people, and I can understand that too. These video, I'd be more curious to see as far as the evidence of it. But like, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird as far as her saying like, "Oh, I got scratched" and all this stuff. I don't know. The whole thing is very, very dramatized. But shadow people, I mean,
Oh, local news dramatizing something? No.
yeah, right, yeah, I know, it's crazy. I mean, I worked in the news. They never did that shit.
Now, the only shadow I know about is like shadow dancing. BGs. Shadow
You never heard
dancing.
of like you never heard of shadow people?
No.
Shadow people?
Dude,
Oh yeah, dude. I got a buddy who he claims to have had shadow people follow him. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard multiple stories of shadow people, and they are scary as far as the idea of shadow people goes. But I don't know if you can catch them on camera. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I've never seen a shadow person in my life, but that's
Talk about Plato's allegory of the cave with the shadows on the wall, and how do you know the shadows are real and stuff? Get philosophical on you.
Yeah, there you go.
No. I'm not into these guys. I think they're. Does it seem like every town has their own like ghost hunters kind of deal going on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
I'm not liking
Along
it.
Zombie Road. I spoke with Christopher Booth, who shares this footage with me of what he calls a shadow nest of children between the
Shadow
trees.
nest.
Images were captured about 6 miles into the forest. Some say the original Zombie Road sits on one of the largest Native American burial grounds in the country and is occupied by spirits of indigenous people, Confederate soldiers, children, industrial workers. The list goes on. I talked with a representative from
Just
St.
anybody
Louis
who's
County Parks
died.
who urges you not to go out searching for anything on or around the trails at night. The trails close before sunset, and wandering around the woods is obviously dangerous.
And I'm not really into the paranormal.
I can assure you, the only people you will find at that park after dark are people looking to get their dick sucked. Promise.
Homeless people, man.
Okay, it's some homeless people. Yeah, they might be. They might want to get their dick sucked too.
No. The homeless people are the shadow people, dude. They're just chilling in the woods.
That's possible.
5 on your side.
Help!
Oh my god.
I believe.
They just wanted to do a story that put them, square into spooky season, because you get to October and everybody's like, we want to feel Halloweeny.
Of course, that's what it is, man. Yeah, it's. I have a whole thing about. I do believe in a lot of supernatural shit, and every town's got their own like urban legend or whatever it is. I mean, Kingsport had like the Sensible Tunnel thing, and that was kind of spooky, dude. I've been in that a few times, and that freaked me out. But like, I don't know, dude. I think really the unfortunate thing about this news story is that it's called fucking Zombie Road, dude. It needs to be haunted. Dude, it needs to be Haunted Road, dude. Like, I get behind. I think if they could have called it Haunted Road, I'm like, you know what? That's a little weird. But the fact they call it Zombie, fuck that, dude. That's no credibility there, dude.
but what you're saying is you believe in spooks, specters, and ghosts.
Sometimes, yeah, dude. I mean, like, I think you kind of have to. Well, I mean, for me, I do, just because I think there's a lot of unexplained shit in the world, and I've experienced a couple things that's made me think differently, So.
That was my next question. Have you had any experience with something supernatural?
Yeah, I mean, nothing like absolutely terrifying, but like enough. Like the biggest thing I remember very, very, very vividly was like I was like 11 or 12 years old. My Aunt Patty just died, and we went up to my Aunt Karen's house to like. It was right around the funeral time or something like that. So I remember going up to my Aunt Karen's house, which is conveniently, it was like right around spooky time, because I remember watching horror movies, and we go in there, and like I remember like I was laying on this couch. My mom and my Aunt Karen were to the left of me in the kitchen, just like talking and stuff. And right across from me, like I'm laying, and the TV's on the right, and I'm watching like to the right, but right across from me was the bedroom that my Aunt Patty died in, and it was just like the door was like creaked open, like just kind of cracked open, and it was just there, nothing. I'm watching a fucking movie, and then all of a sudden, dude, like out of nowhere, like the door swung open. I mean, just like swung open, like as fuck, like someone from the inside yanked it open, dude. Like, so I remember vividly, it swung open so fast. that the towel or the robe that was hanging, whatever was hanging on the door on the outside, like flew up, like flared up, you know, like wind, like it like picked up in the wind. It's just swung right open. There's no dog. There's no one on the inside. There was no one there. Like it just, I mean, it just swung open like as, and I was like, I kept looking, like I was like, what the fuck? And like, and then I looked to my left and I looked to the right. I looked inside. There was no one there. I said, did you guys just see that? And they're like, what? And I was like, the door just swung open. They're like, what? And I was like, yeah. And they didn't believe me, but like I'm telling you, like it swung open. And it just like for me, I was like, that was like, I don't know if that was a spirit of my Aunt Patty or just something like, but I mean, it was impossible that how it swung open like that, dude.
Well, do you think that was Patty a violent person? Was she prone to throwing temper tantrums?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know her that well, but I mean, I think she would have been a little bit more violent about that. Like fucking throw a remote at me, like you bitch, like get out of my house. But no, I think she was. I don't know. Maybe it's just a sign just to say, hey, I'm here, dude. Like. Yeah, you know, like I don't know, but like she died in that room. That's all I know, and
just let you know not to fuck around. Don't come in here and disturb my spirit,
dude. And I didn't even go in that room. I said, fuck that, dude. I was like, I don't want to go in there. So, and then you know, Sensible Tunnel. I heard some things, and maybe and I, you know, there was a thing like in that tunnel, like they always said you could see like a baby handprint on your window after you drove out. And I swear to God, there was one on our fucking window, but maybe I was just hallucinating at the time too. I wasn't smoking weed at that time, but maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, but I thought I saw one. But the other bigger thing was I saw a figure, and I was home alone. I saw a figure in my house, and I swear I saw a figure in my house, and I thought it was my grandma, and she was well past at this time, and like I saw her clear as day, just chilling in like my fucking like outside my garage. Like we had like these little windows like outside my garage.
Well, did you go talk to her?
Well, I was like looking. I was like, what the fuck? like there was no one there, but like I saw her clear as day for like a split image, like a split second, dude. I don't know. It was just weird, but I don't know. I think like and like I'll like hear people talk about, you know, supernatural things and whatnot and their beliefs in it, and I think there's a common theory that comes up a lot with like different people, and it's like supernatural things like ghosts or spirits or something, or even UFOs and aliens are kind of like, it's not really like a like this crazy phenomenon. It's more of like in a frequency. Like we kind of like, we're all like these antennas, and we just kind of like pick up on these different frequencies every once in a while. Like it's because like our brains are really not like meant to be at full capacity with like picking up different like things and like maximizing our potential of different like
kind of like how we only see like a fraction of the spectrum. So there's all kinds of waves happening around us that we don't know nothing about.
Yes, exactly. Like one of the biggest UFO theories is that it's not like UFOs are necessarily like these like things are coming from outer space or anything like that, but they're like different timelines. They're like future technology that's like kind of like being intercepted in our frequency every once in a while, and it's just because like it picks up, like somehow their technology and our technology picks up like a frequency, and that's when you can see a UFO. And then it's like when it's gone, because it flashes out of nowhere, it's like that's where they're like it's not necessarily like it's just it like I don't know. I mean, I'm not really bad at explaining it, but that's kind of like a major theory that people think that they're like frequencies of time and space and technology and all this other shit that like we can just kind of every once in a while, without even knowing, we're able to tune into these different sort of phenomenons, and they're really actually there all the time, but we're kind of oblivious to it all the time as well. So it's just every once in a while we just kind of see it. So
kind of just glitches.
Yeah, exactly. Like the glitch in the Matrix thing. That's like, and that's a whole other thing. But like, that's kind of like, as far as analogy of it, it's like a glitch in the Matrix is like, you know, we just kind of glitch into like these timelines that are going on at the same time. Like past, present, and future are all going on at the same time, and we're just kind of tuning into things simultaneously every once in a while. So I don't know. I don't fucking know though.
Did you ever look into like, you know, theoretical physics and multiverse theory and that sort of thing?
that shit's too smart for me. I just, I just
feel you.
like that shit's way too smart. Like I like the idea of it, and I'll sit down and listen to any of those conversations, but like I'm not gonna explore it myself. Like if it happens, that's cool. If that's a possibility, that's cool. But like,
Have you ever seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know?
the bleep we know? No, I don't. I haven't heard that.
I'm gonna send you the link to that because you'll really like it. But just know everything about it is bullshit. And a lot of the professors that are in the movie that they quote have come out and said, "No, I didn't quite say that. They've taken me out of context." But it's a really neat movie. Right. So just watch it with that critical lens of like they're exaggerating a lot of things, but like it's a really neat movie about our perception. One of the stories I remember from it was like this didn't actually happen. Was like the natives when they saw the ships when like the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria were coming over, like they couldn't actually see the ships because their eyes had never seen a ship before. So like they were invisible to them or something, like because they had never perceived a ship. So they didn't understand why the water was moving around the ship and shit. But it's like total bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Sorry, dude. Like, I don't know if it's playing on your end, but that Zombie Road news clip is playing again on my end.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, it's not.
I was like, ah!
My apologies on that. Yeah, the chat has no clue what you're talking about.
I know. I got like, that's why I stopped mid-sentence. I was like, oh, because I started panicking. I was like, oh, he's playing it again.
My apologies. No, it just auto-played because it's a shitty local news site.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I'd probably believe in more than like spirits and stuff is like I don't know. Well, I don't even know. Like I guess I just believe in like, or I want to believe in like mythical creatures or like fucking urban legends and kind of shit like that. Like skinwalkers and shit like that, dude. That shit freaks me out more than anything, dude. Like,
well, I thought you were gonna say Bigfoot.
Well, Bigfoot, like, yeah, I can believe in Bigfoot, but I don't know, like, I mean, I take that with the Loch Ness monster. Like, it's kind of like one of those things where I can see it, yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna ever discredit or like deny it, but at the same time, I'm not like, yeah, the fucking Bigfoot is fucking real. Fuck you, dude. Like, like I'm not that kind of guy. But I wouldn't be like, well, like there might be. Who knows? I mean, there could be a Bigfoot or a species of Bigfoots, out there that's like just fucking crazy. And Loch Ness monster, dude, anything in the fucking ocean or sea, dude, or whatever. Like, I believe in anything that can be under there. So yeah, I'm still expecting like a Godzilla to just rise out of nowhere and just wreck something, dude. Like,
oh, I've seen some of the shit down there that we know about, and like there's thousands of creatures down there we don't even know about.
It's so scary, dude. Like the fact that there's still so much ocean that we've just never explored and never been able to research or do anything with because it's just so deep underwater, dude. Like that scares me probably more than like, I don't know, a lot of things, dude. I'm like, there's got to be some crazy shit down there. I feel like there has to be.
Ooh, do you have an aquatic movie bubbling in your head?
An aquatic movie?
Yeah.
Dude, did you see that underwater movie?
What, the Shape of Water?
No. It was like it was a monster. It was a creature feature, like it's called Underwater. It's kind of like Cloverfield almost, but like it's like these people. They're like they're working on like this underwater space, underwater station or something like that. And there's like a big sea, like there's a big like a sea monster down there, and it just like starts fucking everything up and killing them off and stuff like that. But like it's scary and it's pretty cool. But like that's kind of like, I feel like that would be the most like realistic possibility of like,
alien but underwater.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah.
I can get down with that. I never saw Cloverfield. Was that any good? I thought it sucked.
I love
into it.
Dude, I love Cloverfield. I'm like I remember vividly watching that movie. I was so excited about that fucking movie, first of all. And then when we saw it in theater, everyone didn't like it, but I loved it. And I was so obsessed with that movie I remember seeing the trailer for it, where it's like it's a found footage movie, and that's why a lot of people get fucking bummed out about it, because it's like it's all shaky and people get motion sickness and all that stuff. But like I remember the teaser trailer for it was like they're in the street and the Statue of Liberty head like falls, or it gets thrown and into the street, and they're all like, oh my god, and it ends. And then that poster was like pretty much like like the Statue of Liberty headless Statue of Liberty with like a trail of the water going into New York, so it's like a monster movie. I knew it was gonna be a monster movie, and I fucking love monster movies. I was so obsessed with it, dude. Like they had this really, really, really crazy marketing campaign at the time, right before it was released, and they had these websites. They had all this like crazy marketing material that you could like go and research, and it was all like these really cryptic like newspaper articles and like website where you had to like click all these different puzzles and mazes to find information. There's YouTube videos on it. Like it was crazy. Like it was so I was obsessed, dude. I was trying to find every fucking thing I could think of and find out about Cloverfield. And I watched the movie. I loved it. I still love it. I think it's a brilliant movie. I thoroughly enjoy that movie. And I just found out they're making Cloverfield 2 finally. So
I thought they already did a sequel.
Well, they technically did. They made 2 sequels technically. So they did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is with John Goodman, and it's not like how Cloverfield was, where it's like a monster movie and like a found footage thing. It's like an actual like movie, but it's inside a bunker, and the monster essentially is John Goodman, because he's telling this girl she's traveling and she gets in a car wreck, and John Goodman like I guess saves her. She wakes up in this bunker, and he's like, you can't go outside because the world is dying. Like the world's pretty much ending, and if you go outside you're gonna die because all the toxic fumes and all that shit and crazy stuff. And he's pretty much like this. It's a really psychological thriller. So he pretty much convinces her like she can't go outside. So eventually, like she'll go outside at the end or whatever, but like it ties into Cloverfield pretty much very, very slightly at the end. But then they made a few years later, they made the Cloverfield Paradox on Netflix, and that was a space movie. And it's like these guys in the space station, they like they hit something in space, and they ended up like hitting like this like weird I can't remember. It's been a while.
It was an incest baby.
Incest baby, yeah. They hit something and think shit just fucks up all around and whatnot, and they're jumping from this to that, and then it's not till the very end where it ties, like you really see it ties into the first Cloverfield movie. And but I enjoyed that movie too. I enjoyed all of them. I don't know, man. I really I enjoyed the incest baby Cloverfield Paradox movie.
There was a Rick and Morty joke. The Rick and Morty fans will appreciate that.
I haven't watched Rick and Morty, dude.
There's a giant incest baby floating out there. But anyway, sounds like you're really into these like viral marketing campaigns and stuff.
Sometimes.
Well, can I ask you about this this newest movie that's had a viral marketing campaign come out? Let's get your thoughts on it. This Smile.
It's genius, dude. It's genius. This fucking movie, I haven't seen it and I want to see it so bad. But this movie, as far as their marketing campaign, is fucking awesome. This exactly. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like they're just having people like do this smile, this crazy creepy ass smile, all the whole game in public.
And they're specifically picking out like camera and where the camera will be facing, and having the person look directly at the fucking camera.
It's so scary, dude. And it's a genius thing, but it's scary as shit, dude. And it's I think that's a genius way of marketing. I really do. And I think that movie looks terrifying. Like it makes me feel uncomfortable when I look at it. But like, oh man, that's creepy as shit, dude.
The victory recently.
Oh my god, that's creepy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, that's a good campaign right there. And I think that movie looks really, really good. It's gotten really great reviews so far too.
I've not even seen the trailer for it. I usually go into things as cold as possible. I don't want to know what's going on. Almost took his head off. Oh, I didn't even notice it's that guy right there.
Oh yeah, dude, I was trying to look for him. Yeah, there he is, dude. Look at him.
I was watching the baseball.
It's so wild. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the trailer, you should look it up. It's really good. I mean, it looks creepy, and even Jason Blum, who he's one of the guys, dude. If Jason Blum ever picks up strange films, man, that's the dream. But he even said like that movie fucked him up. Like it's fucking freaky. Like it looks good. Like as far as the concept and everything goes. But yeah, that's a great viral marketing strategy. I think just having people just randomly just stand there and smile like that for like the entire game. Like, could you imagine just smiling like that, like crazy?
That is creepy as shit. Is it out already? Can I watch it this weekend?
I think it's out. Yeah, I think it's out. Yeah,
we might have to do that.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. I definitely want to watch it. It's good. Or not. I mean, I know it looks good, I should say. But yeah, for sure. I just watched X. Did you see that?
X?
Yeah, it's an A24 film.
Oh man, they always make good movies.
Dude, I know. Oh my god, that's another dream team I would love to be a part of. A24, dude. But yeah, X. It was really good. It's a very
when it was in the mid 2000s in like the DVD era, it was like Magnolia Pictures.
Yeah,
they put out the best shit, but now it's like A24. They're the best studio.
Sure. A24 and Blumhouse Pictures are my two like go-tos right now. I'm like those two are killer, dude. Like they're great. They put out quality and fun films.
I'm not really up on current movies. I just acquired Nope. I was gonna watch Nope.
I haven't seen Nope yet. No, I haven't seen Nope. But I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele's work. Get Out and Us. Those are good.
I haven't watched Us yet. I need to watch it.
Oh yeah, no, Us is good. I mean, I think Get Out's better, but I think Us is still pretty solid.
Yeah, I even quoted Get Out just the other day to the housemate. I was like, I would have voted for Obama a third time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had no clue what I was talking about.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good idea for something to watch here in horror movie time, because I need to get on the horror movie train. It is October 7th.
Well, me and my buddy John on our podcast, we've been talking about like every time October hits, it's like spooky season. We watch horror movies every day, and we try to get as many horror movies as we can for the entire month. And right now I'm about 6 movies deep. What
have you watched this far?
Okay, so I watched I gotta pull up my letterbox here. I got the Taking of Deborah Logan in. I got X in last night. I checked out the original My Bloody Valentine because I never watched the original. I always watched the remake when I was younger. I rewatched Friday the 13th Part 2. I rewatched the new It Chapter 1. And I just saw Hocus Pocus 2, which stunk, in my opinion. But
okay, I fell asleep. Sparkles used to be the co-host of this show with me, and she and I watched Hocus Pocus maybe last year. It might have been last year, and I fell asleep before the end of it. I
like the first one.
I never got to find out if they ate the children or not.
They try, yeah, they try. Then the first one's all right, dude. I like the first. I mean, and obviously I grew up watching it a lot too, but like you watch it now, and it's like I can see why people like this. It's classic. It's good. It's fun and dark and campy all at the same time. It's good. But then the second one I watch, and I'm like, this is cringy. This is like fucking a cash grab. This is corporate just pushing shit in your face and just saying like, hey, we're gonna make a sequel and we're gonna make it like just super I don't know. There's a couple of parts and it was like, okay, that's fine, it's good. But then the rest of it I just thought was like, oh, come on guys, like what are we doing here? Like
Well,
it's just
there is this mom here in Texas who thinks that
oh yeah. Oh, I haven't seen this, but I saw the headline. I didn't really look into it though.
So we already did this on the Troll Patrol, but since we're talking about it,
Let's see what this mom's got to say. Yeah,
she believes it's casting spells on you and your children.
That's exactly what's happening.
On social media after coming out against Disney's popular new Halloween movie, Hocus Pocus 2.
News 10's Rissa Shaw sat down with the mother who got emotional over her concerns for other families.
She indeed got emotional.
They're consuming.
Oh my God.
A worst case scenario is that you unleash hell on your kids and in your home.
Jamie Gooch is a mother of 3 and the owner of Gooch Family Farms in Troy.
I love everything to do with house and home. I believe everything starts here.
This time of year, fall harvest is heavily celebrated in their household, but Halloween is not.
It grieves me, the thought of exposing our kids to darkness.
Gooch says there's a spiritual war being waged against homes in America.
Man, if it grieves her to watch Hocus Pocus 2, she does not want to tune in for some strange films.
America and Hollywood.
Well,
and right now,
you can talk
one
over this.
film in
It'll duck the audio.
I was gonna say
for
I had a recent controversy with someone watching strange films for kids.
Oh no! Wait, no! You gotta tell us about it.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah. So this lady's fucked up anyway, so it doesn't matter. But like, like, who the fuck does she think she is, dude? Like, seriously, you could like the local news is more horrifying than Hocus Pocus 2, dude. Like, get over yourself. But the fucking so like a few months ago, so I got this movie called Cindy's Birthday Party, and it's
the creepiest name of a movie I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. So it's Cindy's Birthday Party is about this little girl named Cindy. She invites kids over to her birthday party, but she feeds them to her mom, who's a monster down in the basement. That's literally the premise. Like, it's like, and that's how the story goes. It's like 6 minutes long. She lures this kid Jonas into her house, into the basement. He's walking through the basement. It's all dark. It's all scary, tense music and all this stuff. The fucking mom's in the basement. She's like, "Come here, Jonas," and then he gets eaten at the end. He literally gets his fucking arm ripped off and slashed across the face, and he gets eaten. So, anyways, Cindy's birthday party. Yeah, right. But so, so Cindy's Birthday Party, it's labeled as a horror movie. If you look at like, within 10 seconds of watching it, you realize like this is probably not a kid's movie. Like, this is a horror movie. Like, it's got scary music, it's got scary font, it's got Strange Films Presents, like it's got all these.
It wasn't on YouTube's Kids. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's every indicator that it is a regular horror movie, because it's published by Strange Films, and it's clearly labeled as a horror movie within 10 minutes. Even the thumbnail currently still has like all the old festivals that it got in and won awards in, and it's all like Knoxville Horror Film Festival, like Long Beach or Midsummer Horror Scream Festival, like all these crazy fucking horror festivals. Anyways, so I get this email like 4 or 5 months ago. I get this email, and it's it's this lady named Cheryl Williams. Shout out Cheryl. she fucking emails me, dude, and she's like, I just wanted to let you know that I just watched Cindy's Birthday Party, and I played it in front of my 3rd grade class, and I thought, and you should be ashamed of yourself, because I thought it was a kid's movie, and the kids were horrified when they found out that it was a horror movie and all this stuff. She's like, and like it's a really long email, but essentially she says like, I let the kids like look up birthday videos or something like that, and I didn't realize that you were this was a horror movie, and the kids were petrified when they found out that you should have heard the screams that they had and da da da. And she's like, what'd she say? She was like, I didn't. Oh yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like I didn't think YouTube would even have any of this stuff on YouTube and da da da. And dude, I was laughing so hard because that's the best fucking thing I could have gotten, the best publicity ever. I was like, I hope she goes to the local news. I hope she talks to the fucking school board. Like, I want this thing to go viral. So I ended up reposting that email to like my Facebook, to Reddit and everything. And Cindy's birthday party went up like 3,000 views because of it, dude. It's like because everyone was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" So they watched the movie and they're like, "What is she thinking?" Because it's clearly a horror film, dude. And my response to her email was, "Oh, Cheryl, I thank you for letting me know." Yeah, right. Thank you for letting me know. We're clearly labeled and branded as a horror company and film. So no fault on our end, but if you'd like me to send you an autographed copy of Cindy's Birthday Party, the comic book, I would love to send you one. I never got a response back from her. So but shout out Cheryl, dude. Shout out.
The woman in Texas, I wouldn't doubt that Disney paid her.
Oh, dude,
to do it.
I don't know. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I mean that's because that. I mean, that fucking crying on air, dude, be like, like that's so dumb.
The movie was flopping. They're like, let's create a satanic panic. We'll pay this lady to cry about it, and then more kids will watch it.
That movie, like, is so well. First of all, like, there can be some darker, like, kid movies and stuff like that. Like, that are like, oh, like I just rewatched some Goosebumps, like the original Goosebumps, and because like I'm watching my son, I'm just trying to put something spooky on, so I'm putting Goosebumps on, and like it's rated G, but I'm letting you know, dude, like those old school Goosebumps 90s fucking shows, they're dark as shit, dude. They're dark as shit. They're a lot scarier than fucking Hocus Pocus 2. So I'm letting you know, like, whatever she's thinking about Hocus Pocus 2 is bullshit, dude. Like, 'cause she's dramatic on air, dude. Like that's ridiculous.
I've watched Goosebumps in like the last 5 or 10 years, amazingly enough.
Yeah, Goosebumps is a shit, dude. Goosebumps rules.
I have been at a friend's house drinking and had her put on Goosebumps.
I was like, yo, dude, I'm gonna put the haunted mask on right now. And I put it on, dude, and it was awesome. I was like, wow, this.
I was
so
more
good.
of an Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my jam.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, people get butthurt about everything these days.
I count on it. It's what I make a career out of.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
No, I try to market myself to right wingers to get them to hate watch me, because then that puts me in front of the left wingers that will actually support me.
There you go.
It's kind of my plan. It's outrage marketing, and I hate that we've gotten to this point, where like everything's about outrage, right? Dr.
Doesn't it get
Seuss.
exhausting though? Yeah.
It does get exhausting, but like that, Dr. Seuss, that was a marketing ploy on their part to sell some of their shittier selling books, just because it was easy to create an outrage over it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, dude. I mean, like, you have an outrage over Cindy's birthday party, you post about it, and then it gets tons of views and publicity. So it's like you throw an outrage about anything, and people are naturally drawn to it. It's like, because I think at the end of the day, no one really gives a shit. They're just curious. They're just like I don't know, man. It's exhausting though. I think you seeing like both those sides and trying to cater to both of them, because it's like. When you have those extremist left and extremist right, like, I don't know, how do you navigate through that? Like, it's kind of exhausting to watch on the news. I had to take a step back for a while there because it was just like too much, Oh,
well, my show is probably exhausting. Okay, here's the thing that I found out about streaming that I really don't like is, like, the more drama there is, the more fighting, the more, like...
Right.
that's when the views go up. And I don't really like that. I try to be very informative on my show, but also when I take phone calls and people try to spar with me. But every phone calls I've taken here lately have been kind of like, I had a guy from Qatar call in yesterday or day before yesterday, said he watches me all the time and thinks I'm funny as shit.
Huh.
So like he's like inviting me to Qatar, and I'm like, man, like, can I do drugs in Qatar? He's like, no, you can't do drugs here. We don't tolerate that. And like I'm like, well, can I have sex with prostitutes? No.
Dude, what are we doing here then?
And I'm like, well, you're not selling me on Qatar, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's
well, I've seen some of your earlier like shows or stuff that you've shown before, and you know, like some of them, like you said, like some of the phone calls you get, or like when you post on certain like sites or something, and people are like fucking riled up and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, dude. Like that's a certain niche, I guess, or you know, like to jump into.
I yelled at a right winger for like 3 hours the other day. My housemate was so pissed off, but it was like it was the best numbers I did all month too, you know, for the live show. But it's it is tiring. That's why I try to be, you know, we try to have a lot of fun. A lot of the clips that I clip are like the stupid shit, the hocus pocus thing and stuff, me making fun of right wingers, whereas the show is more trying to educate people about what I do, like a rundown of the like all the news events going on around the world. I try to do all around the world, but you know, with a focus on the U.S.
Yeah.
Fuck. Let's do the stupid news as I promised you tonight.
For sure.
The Freak Show is where I reserve the stories I come across throughout the week when I'm doing the regular news that, you know, just don't fit in and aren't, you know, pertinent to anybody, like Lil Nas X pausing his concert to take a mean shit.
Is that real?
I have video of it, yes.
What?
August is like, is that real? Do you like Lil Nas X?
I mean, I don't really listen. No, I don't care either way, I guess.
He's pretty cool, man. You can dig some Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know Lil Nas X. I've seen, I know of him, but I just never really like listened or got into him or whatever, cared, I guess. But yeah, no,
he's all right. But
no offense to Lil Nas X. That's just you know, I do that with tons of people.
Oh, you don't have to apologize for your musical taste, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm backstage, and this is like not a part of the show, but I'm taking a mean shit. So please, but I want to be.
Oh my god. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. What?
He's okay. So I thought he paused the show to go and take a mean shit. Apparently, he had the microphone on him as he was on the toilet.
Can you imagine just sitting on the toilet with that fucking mic and just be like, I have the power here to just let thousands of people know that I'm just taking a shit right now, and they don't care because I'm famous and I can do this. like that's insane, dude. That's so fucking crazy.
I don't know how I feel about this. I can't imagine myself being in a position where I'm having to pause a performance to go take a shit.
Well, my thought is like, what was going through his mind before the show? Like, did he see some sort of food that he knew would give him shits and was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk, or he should have just done his regular tradition of like, I'm gonna make sure my body is good before I do this show, and then I can splurge after. Like I don't know, like, or did he just have some random fucking like, oh shit, I got a shit moment, you know, like. But that's rare, dude. Like I that's a rare moment where you just like, oh fuck, I gotta go. Like, you know, but I don't know. That's crazy, dude.
This was in Atlanta. You've been to Atlanta a few times, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. What food did he have? A Vortex burger?
I don't know. I don't fucking know the crazy food they got down there, dude.
Oh man, you've never been to Vortex Burger?
No, I've never been to Vortex Burger.
Oh,
no.
dude, next time you go to Atlanta, that's where you got to go. You got to go Vortex. It's supposedly the best burger in the United States or best burger in the world or whatever.
Well, I will eat a Vortex Burger and then go to a film screening if he comes to kill, and then halfway through I go, sorry guys, I'm just gonna I got a mean shit going on right now, but I'll come back to answer your questions right after this.
Apparently that will, if you were talking about viral marketing once again, that would make you go viral. You want to get picked up?
I might just have to pull that off just so I can get fucking famous here, dude.
You want that distribution deal, August?
I gotta get it, dude. I need a break.
Well, as somebody who watches a lot of content on the internet, I am skeptical of most videos I see. I think a lot of them are, planted.
Yeah.
I don't think this one was though. Okay, I got this one for you. An Alaska woman. An Alaska woman was in a bar in New York, and they had a possum problem. She just went and grabbed it.
Wow, look at that. I kind of feel bad for the possum, dude.
Well, I'm sure it's scared. She's gonna go out there and free it.
Oh, I hope she just lets it. There you go. That's a nice let go. There you go.
Yeah, she's from Alaska. She knows how to deal with animals like this.
I like that. No, I mean that's real. You can tell that's fucking real, dude. Like that's a nice. And look at that. Like that possum doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, it was probably scared as shit over there in the corner. That lady is doing it a favor.
Absolutely. The possum doesn't even know until right there when she lets him out, and then he's out. He's free. He's like, "Oh shit!" But that's kind of wholesome. That's kind of wholesome video.
Wholesome content.
Wholesome content. I like that wholesome content. And I like possums, dude.
Oh, they're super cute, except when they show their teeth, which I mean, they're trying to feed you off.
I've seen it firsthand, dude. It's scary as shit.
I love that they cheer her on, but you gotta get you a woman from Alaska to be able to take care of your possum problem.
Right, yeah. No, that's a wholesome possum video there.
Oh,
hope that possum lived a happy life after that.
You want me to give you one that's not so wholesome?
Sure, dude. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I've got a family that decided they were going to try to pull one over on Disney. Now you've got a kid. You just recently had a kid.
Yes, sir. A year and a half now, man. Crazy.
Yeah, not old enough to go to Disney just yet.
Almost there. Maybe.
I would think that's a 6 or 7 year old kind of thing, isn't it?
Honestly, it probably fucking deserve it like 6 or 7, but like 3-year-old, you're wasting your money at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do? He doesn't remember.
I don't know what we got. Oh, here we go. So the family.
Nobody's gonna know.
The family is sneaking a kid that
Nobody's
is too
gonna
old.
know. They're gonna
if
know.
they're under 2, they get in free.
How would they know?
At Disney World. They're sneaking in a kid that is much older than 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Because Disney World is expensive.
Wow.
So they've got you can see right there, they got a baby doll in the carrier.
Wow.
And the little girl is hidden. You get it. You get the saving the money.
Yeah, no, I get it. But it's like, I don't know. It's kind of wild. But for a second there, when I first watched it, I thought they were recording themselves. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you fucking do? Because how people, how sometimes people will like record themselves doing like something wrong, and they do it as like a TikTok or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, and it gets a lot of views, and it's just like, why would you fucking record yourself like doing that? But so I thought that's what it was, but it was someone else recording them. But no, I get it, dude. I really do, but I don't know. I don't think I could do it though.
I just gave August an idea for later. It's like,
yo, let's get Augie in the fucking crib. Hide him, stash him underneath the seat there. Put some blankets there. Let's get this baby doll and let's go, dude. We'll pull him out in the bathroom and.
Have you been to Disney World?
Yeah, dude, I've been. It's been probably about 8 years since I've been last, but it was I like Disney World. It's cool.
Tower of Terror, that's your thing?
Oh yeah, dude. I like Tower of Terror. I like Space Mountain, man. Space Mountain's my shit, dude. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And yeah, no, Disney World's cool. It's just it's you know, it's so hot down there. That's the thing. It's hot and it's crowded and like after a while, if like, and I think you got to get those fast passes, dude. Like you stand in line for so long on these rides, and it's just like, oh my god. But it was expensive. I mean, when last time I remember, I went with like an ex-girlfriend, and we went, and it was like $100 a ticket or something like that. It was crazy just for two of us. I mean, it was expensive even back then. So I can only imagine now.
I
especially
thought
for a family.
Space Mountain was underwhelming, but the Aerosmith roller coaster, that was pretty cool. That was cool.
Yeah. Aerosmith is that might be Universal Studios, I think. Maybe.
No, that's at MGM. It's at Disney
Oh,
World.
okay.
But speaking of Universal, as a filmmaker, have you been to Universal?
Yeah, I've been to Universal. Universal's shit. Yeah.
Well, it's been a long time, and they've changed a lot of things. Like it was the Back to the Future ride. I think it's something different. It's like an X-Men or something ride now.
Yeah.
No, it's not X-Men. It's
They had a Terminator one. They had Jurassic Park and Terminator and Jaws and all kinds of shit. Like
they had Jaws, but like I went when I was 6 or 7. It would have been like 91, 92, something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been to one. I've been to the one out in California, and I went to the one in Florida, and I vividly remember the Terminator, the Jaws, Jurassic Park, Twister, or maybe not Twister, Earthquake, or some sort of earthquake one, something like that. And then
there wasn't. There was an earthquake one, but I think there was also a Twister one at one point in time.
Maybe it was a Twister one then. Yeah. And they got the Marvel one, all the Marvel stuff now, like so, and attractions and like just people dressed up in Marvel and stuff like that now, and just stuff like that. I mean, when I went to the Disney one last time, I went to the Universal as well, and they had all that stuff. And I always like Universal. I always think it's super cool.
I need to go back to Universal. That's probably the.
I mean, if I had the choice to go to Disney or Universal in Florida, I'd go to Universal. That's more my alley for sure. Yeah.
Oh, especially as a filmmaker, I got to do the like Alfred Hitchcock. It like. God, I can't remember what scene it was from. Where like they're hanging from like a carousel, and it's going incredibly fast. Dude's hanging from the bar. Like I got to like participate in the thing. Like they filmed me hanging from it, and they showed how it was pulled off. Yeah, it was really neat. Because like I was stationary and the thing was spinning behind me, right? So that's how they pull that shot off.
Huh.
It was a really neat exhibit. And then my uncle got to play Norman Bates in the Psycho.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like a live action kind of play thing.
Yeah.
And it was a really neat experience. But like I don't think they have that anymore at Universal. I don't think the Hitchcock thing wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything like that. Yeah, in the last few times I've been there.
Yeah, and they had a Ghostbusters thing, and I got to like hold like some slime and shit.
Oh wow, huh? Yeah, I remember going to the Universal, and this was probably like 12 or 13. I went there, and they had like a horror thing. I remember that. I went with my dad, and we went. It was like some like horror demonstration, and they had all these like prosthetics and props and masks and all kinds of crazy.
Oh, that sounds
shit.
amazing.
It was awesome. I remember and then I wasn't even in horror back then, but I was like, this is cool. I was like, this is neat, So I remember seeing that. Yeah, but I'm sure they do have like random stuff like that. I don't know, but I'd say probably more on like the Hollywood or the California side versus the Florida side too.
Yeah, I've never been out to the Cali one.
Oh yeah, have you been to California in general?
Oh, a few times.
Okay.
I've been to LA, but unfortunately I've never been like out in LA. I've just like been laid over on my way to Honolulu.
Okay.
But like I've been to San Diego, and I want to say I've been one other time. Media Winch from our sister channel, she really wants me to come out there. They live they live in the Bay Area, and that's it. We're gonna raid them here in just a few minutes, but I want to get one more story in.
Okay, let's do it, man.
Since I've got a fellow filmmaker here.
Hell yeah.
What's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, dude. It's hard to say because Tom Hanks is like, I like Tom Hanks, but I'm not like crazy about him. I like Catch Me If You Can. I think he's in that right? And then I like Forrest Gump, of course, and Castaway, I guess. But those are like kind of cop outs.
He says he's only made 4. He's only made 4 pretty good movies.
Pretty good movies. Okay, what did he say that the 4 good ones are?
I'm interested. Hanks did not specify which 4 films.
Dude, what the hell?
But the quote came as he was promoting his just announced debut novel.
Wow. Huh.
The author of this story thinks it's Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4.
Oh, yeah, Toy Story. Yeah. What movie is he in? He's a pilot. He saves a plane from
Captain
crash.
Phillips or something.
Yeah, I think no. Well,
That's he's a boatist or something then.
No, well, that's the boat one. There's
a
one
boat one.
That's the boat one. There's a one where he fucking saves like the flight from falling. Or
oh yeah, he plays Sully Sullenberger
over New York. You know, I liked that one. I thought that was really good. I was like, oh, I liked him in that one. But I don't know. I mean, Tom Hanks is cool. I don't know. I think he's all right though. I guess. Like, I'm not like a huge Tom Hanks fan. No, not Flight. That's Denzel. There's another fucking Flight movie that he. It's gonna kill me now, but
I got the IMDb up here.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see. It was recent, dude.
Okay, Big was his first big hit.
Yeah. It came out like 5 years ago or something like that. 7 years ago. Something like it came out recently.
Sleepless in Seattle, wasn't that the one that like shot him into superstardom? Like
Probably.
the rom-com or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Forrest Gump would be the one that solidified him. Apollo 13.
I was never one of those guys who was like Forrest Gump, dude. Like I love Forrest Gump. I think it's all right, dude. Like
Saving Private Ryan's really good.
I never seen Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, you've never seen it? I just watched it a few years ago for the first time.
Yeah, I've never seen it, dude.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Fuck Private Ryan. They shouldn't have tried to save him. But anyway, no, seriously. If he wasn't Catch Me If You Can. The Green Mile.
Yeah, like that. Green Mile's good. The
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, Da Vinci Code, and then
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. Where's
Sully? That was the Sully Sullenberger movie. The David S. Pumpkins Halloween special. My God.
Goodness.
It was the dumbest skit. I hated that skit. I had
I didn't see it. No.
It's an SNL skit, man. You're not missing anything.
Okay.
But like, it has like a cult following.
Huh? Was it called Sully? That flight movie? Is that what I'm thinking about?
Yeah. The Sully Sullenberger, the dude that landed in
the plane,
the Hudson. Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that movie. I thought it was good. I was trying to get to that. It took me a while.
That was Tom Hanks' best movie.
Yeah. That's my movie. Sully, dude.
August, man, here's the way we wrap it up here tonight. Oh no. There's one more thing I gotta do real fast. One more thing.
All right.
Last week, as I got off from this show, I found out that wrestling legend Antonio Inoki had passed away. He was actually in the Bad News Bears 3. Bringing it back to movies here, but this is wrestling legend Antonio Inoki. He's infusing people with the fighting spirit by slapping them.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty badass.
I know, isn't it?
pretty badass, dude. I love the line here. They're like, slap me, dude. Like, slap me, fucking. Like, what an honor to get just slapped by this guy. That's the shit.
Infusing them
I love
with
it.
fighting spirit.
That was a chick too that just got slapped. She was like cool with that. She was like, let's do this.
And yes, for those of you listening to the podcast, there is a gigantic line.
I love it, dude. That's a ton of people just lined up just to get slapped. And look how happy they are. They're so excited. Look, he bowed to him, dude. Boom, like let's go.
Absolutely, they bowed to Antonio Inoki.
They're bowing, they're smiling, they're happy. They're like, let's go. Like, I cannot wait to get slapped by this guy. That's awesome.
All right, August. Here's the way we wrap it up here on the Friday Night Freak Show. What did you learn tonight?
What did I learn tonight? Well, I learned that you can't claim zombies when it's really ghosts and haunted. You know, you gotta be specific with what you're trying to claim.
That pissed all of us off.
It pissed us all off, dude. I'm gonna be really upset about that for the rest of my life, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I learned that just to chill and bullshit and have a good time, man. As always, dude. Just enjoy the moment and everything. But I know I was just happy to be on here, man. It was a good time.
Dude, it was. I'm so happy to have you here. And go ahead, please let everyone know where they can find you, where they can get more of your work, where they can check out trailers, full movies, and everything.
Sure, dude. So, Strange Film Studios, you can check it out. StrangeFilmStudios.com. You can go to Strange Film Studios on YouTube. All of our films are available to watch for free anytime on our website and on our YouTube channel. We've got like a dozen different films you can watch. We've got lots of shorts. We've got interviews for people and all kinds of crazy stuff on there. The new trailer for He Comes to Kill is on there, like Justin showed earlier. That movie will be out at some point. You might have to do a special way of getting to watch the full thing later on in the future, but at least you'll see updates and all that good stuff on our YouTube channel. Instagrams, Strange Film Studios. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we do have a podcast. It's called It Would Be Nice Podcast, and we kind of just bullshit on that, and we do put some updates on there as well. And that's it, man. But yeah, all of our stuff's available for free anytime on our website and on our YouTube channel, Strange Films Studios.
Awesome. If you are watching on Twitch, you are heading over to Echoplex Media. Producer Dave will treat you real well. I assume Echoplex Media. I assume that, yes, they're on tonight. They're just getting started, too. Perfect timing. So go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. That is August Aguilar from Strange Films. It was a pleasure to have you on, my friend.
Dude, appreciate you, man. It was awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you Sunday night on the Troll Patrol live.
Woo.